What's up, everyone? It's new. We have ourselves a major teaser moment for the upcoming 3.22 league. GGG has spilled the beans on the Kirac mods for the upcoming league. We always get this a week or two before the upcoming league. And I hope you got your hype on, because if you like running maps, especially juicing maps, we have quite an impressive selection this league. I think last league was a little bit of a dud, aside from Ambush being on there, which kind of saved it. Incidentally, Ambush is gone. That is a little bit sad, but I want to run through with you my thoughts on the Kirac mods for the league, especially if you play the game kind of like I do. Whether you're, doing league-specific content or juicing maps, you're probably going to want to hear this, so let's go in and see what is in store for us this league, because it can have a major impact on how you play the league. You notice by the thumbnail that the big one here, Domination, definitely a massively underappreciated Kirac mod for all kinds of different players, and it's especially powerful early in the league. So long as the Gull Helm doesn't cost 4 divines at league start, which it probably will, with or without the Gull Helm, it's definitely a very powerful mod. Great for 3 chaos. I'm hoping it gives 4 shrines. It's probably going to give 3. However, even if it only gave 2, whatever, it's fine. You don't really know how many of each you get, unless it can only spawn 1, obviously. But here we go. We got the top 2. They're always the same. Essence here once again. Essence taking a bit of a back seat recently. It seems like it's on there almost all the time, and especially when it's on there, Essence's tank in value a lot. It's fine. Very good mod in its own right. It'll never be a bad choice. It's always nice to have on there. Very good for the solo self-found crew, of course. But either way, if you like farming Essence, it's there. When I do farm Essence, I typically put shrines on the map too, which is a little awkward because Domination is on there. So just an enormous amount of borrowed player power if you get into shrines, if you wear the Gull Helm. I may have to go back to the drawing board on my league start to see if I can fit the Gull Helm in based on what I'm trying to do at league start. May or may not have to. It's not mandatory, but yeah, give a shout out in the comments if you're a big fan of Domination. I know I am. I'm happy to see it back on there. It's been 2 or 3 leagues now since it was there. We got Breach on here. A standard choice, decent for juicing. Obviously, if you're doing Chayula Breach farming, this is going to be nice. But all things relative, that's the same goes for everyone else who's farming. Breach is not a bad choice. I'd say this is one of the more lackluster choices for most players, because typically if you're doing Breach, you're either farming Chayula Breach league-specific rewards, or you're doing it kind of for the juicing side, and quite frankly, there are better options on here. We got the following choice is Harbinger. I'm very excited actually to bring this one back. It is a great excuse to run non-wandering path content for magic finding. Harbinger, really like Harbinger outright for magic finding. It's not like the best thing, but it's a great addition to the map strategy you're doing. Of course, who doesn't like dropping raw fractured orbs, selling them for 6, 7, or 8 or more divines a piece? I don't know if this is 2, 3, or 4 Harbingers. I think it's either 3 or 4 at a price of 6 chaos. So that's pretty big. Harbinger is very bad with Wandering Path, though, and so you'd probably be running a non-Wandering Path setup with this. Of course, we got the king of juicing right here, Legion. It is on the map devices. It's just going to be 1 Legion for sure at 6 chaos apiece. Huge value, whether you're farming Legion-specific rewards, emblems, raw currency, raw drops, uniques, the semi-god touch loot, it doesn't matter. Legion is fantastic, and I think probably I'm going to be doing, at the end, when it's all said and done, I'm going to be doing either Legion or Harbinger, one of these 2 choices. Legion if I'm running Wandering Path, Harbinger if I'm not. Most likely is how that'll go down. We got a very peculiar choice here, also Delirium. So Delirium just released, GGG also just released a new keystone for Delirium, and that is quite exciting. I'm going to make a separate video on that. I'm actually recording these videos back to back, so that'll be coming out almost immediately after this video. It might already be out when you're watching this. So I'll talk a little bit more in detail about the ramifications of the new Delirium keystone. But suffice to say, Delirium being on the map device is kind of big, and for only 10 chaos. It's going to help drive down the cost of the Delirium Mirror Sextant, which is really nice if you have an extra Sextant on there and you can just kind of force it. Anyway, and then run, Legion or Harbinger or something else instead. That's one of the things that I love about having all kinds of different choices on there, is it really impacts the market in kind of favorable ways if you're kind of juicing, because you can kind of choose whichever one the market is calling for, so to speak there. So Delirium, big fan of that. That is the Delirium mirror, of course. And then we got Ritual. I think this is the only bad one. I don't know. Is there anyone out there a fan of Ritual? I don't know anyone who would select Ritual for 10 Chaos. That seems ridiculous. I'm pretty sure you can force Rituals onto the map for cheaper than that. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Ritual. It's terrible for juicing. It's pretty bad for league-specific rewards. Last I knew, it was gutted, and your chance of getting a raw mirror out of the rewards is just terrible. The bases are all kind of dunked on now, like the Blizzard crowns aren't worth anything anymore. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate what happened to Ritual. Of course, we all wish it would just maybe, if only they had just written Ultimatum down here at the bottom. Can you imagine what the Reddit would have done if they just put Ultimatum on there, either as a troll or as an actual teaser to an upcoming change? Nah, we can't have nice things like that. So anyway, Ritual, really bad. But other than that, really great options on here. You pick your choice, whether you're juicing or league-specific rewards. Some of the best choices on here. The only real downer is Ambush is gone. But actually, with Ambush gone, that means that it means fewer people are going to be farming it, which means the cost of the compasses and sextants is going to go down, which is going to kind of offset everything in terms of investment margins and all that. So actually, it doesn't really even matter that much. In a way, I am a little bit... I don't want to say down, but I actually kind of like it when Ambush is not on there, because it always means that my cost of investment is much less when it's not. And then I typically get to choose a different one that's actually really good, like Domination for speed juicing, or Harbinger for non-wandering path, or Legion for wandering path setup. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this list. Tell me how you're looking at the list. I want to know which one you're most excited for, which one you miss the most to see on there. Give a shout out, especially if you're a big Gullhelm Domination guy. I love seeing those in the comments. Anyway, we're coming out with more videos, a lot of teasers coming through. This is a really big one. Again, very underappreciated teaser always, every league. So, and has a lot of ramifications for anyone who likes mapping. Yep. All right. See you in the next video.